Yesterday at the Vatican, we watched Pope Leo officiate the centuries-old tradition of canonizing saints, including Carlo Acutis, who became the first millennial saint, nicknamed God's influencer and the patron saint of the internet. Acutis was born in 1991 and died at just 15 years old. Believers and the church determined in recent years that he was capable of miracles, specifically healing the sick. Our Ines De La Cuetara traveled to Italy to interview his mother and has this story.
Many mothers think of their sons as saints, but Antonia Salzano, in particular, has good reason to.
Did you always know there was something special about Carlo?
Since he was small, we were quite aware about his sainthood because he was so generous, obedient, and was so nice, so pious.
These are the images of saints we're used to seeing. But this is Carlo Acutis, the first millennial saint and the first saint depicted wearing jeans and sneakers.
Carlo was a normal child, but who lived an ordinary life, but both the extraordinary in his life, because he was a very mystic person.
On Sunday, more than 70,000 people packed St. Peter's Square as Pope Leo presided over his canonization, together with that of Pier Giorgio Frassati, who died in 1925, an enormous picture of Carlo hanging over the square. The Pope describing Carlo as a teenager from our own day, both in love with Jesus and ready to give everything for him. Born in 1991, Carlo was a devout Catholic who taught catechism and went to Mass daily. He grew up playing video games and used his computer skills to create a website documenting what are known as Eucharistic miracles, paranormal phenomena in which believers say Christ's presence manifests itself in the bread and wine used during communion. For example, one case from Mexico in 2006 alleges a red stain appeared on a host or sacramental bread used during communion. Scientists are said to have concluded it was human blood and live heart tissue.
Carlo used in the light side internet. He understood that with the internet is a resource, can be very good means. There are many signs that God sends us, and very often there is an ignorance over these things. And so Carlo wanted to be an apostle of this, to try to help people.
In 2006, Carlo was diagnosed with leukemia, his condition quickly deteriorating within a year, and he died at just 15 years old.
Sono destinata a morire.
Home video shows Carlo saying, prophetically, "It is my destiny to die." But Antonia says his short life and legacy live on after his death, and so began the rigorous saint-making process. From the Church's point of view, a candidate must have led a life of heroic virtue and produced at least 2 miracles, events that are scientifically inexplicable. The Vatican even has a department devoted to investigating the alleged miracles, the Dicastery for the Causes of Saints. Carlo's alleged miracles occurred posthumously. In 2013 in Brazil, according to the Vatican, a young boy with a defective pancreas prayed to Carlo for his intercession. The boy's pancreas later fully healed. This first supposed miracle led the Vatican to declare Carlo was blessed. Then, a young Costa Rican woman in 2022 fell into a coma after a bike accident. As the story goes, her mother went to pray before Carlo's tomb, and the girl woke up later that day, eventually making a full recovery. With this second alleged miracle, Carlo was officially recognized as a saint.
Cum beato Carlo Acutis.
His mother says she's heard of many more miracles attributed to Carlo.
What's it like for you as a mother to have a son like this?
Definitely, I don't have any merit because I am a sinner like everybody. But I am happy to see how through Carlo so many people is helped.
As word spread, Carlo's following grew. There are over 10,000 saints officially recognized by the Catholic Church, ranging from St. Francis to Mother Teresa. Saints have traditionally been held up as examples for believers, Carlo on Sunday becoming a fresh young face for a church still reeling from decades of sexual abuse allegations.
The scandals in the church have broken the trust of a lot of young people in that church. And the fact that this young man here is being canonized is a sign of hope.
Why do you think
he's someone that so many resonate with? Why did people want to be here for his canonization?
Carlo gives us hope. Carlo gives us hope that holiness is possible. We've entered a new era called the cyber era. We're on the era of internet. We're spending more time than ever on our phones, on our computers, and it questions us because we look at all those saints in our churches and we see saints of the Middle Ages, we see saints of the past, and what about the saints of today?
As part of the sainthood process, Carlo's body was exhumed from its grave in 2019, a way for the church to verify his remains and prepare them for veneration. He was then laid here, at this shrine in Assisi, where he appears to be sleeping, a silicone mask in his likeness covering his face. Officials predict close to 2 million people this year will visit the shrine. Some praying before Carlo's body parts, like his heart, kept inside this golden reliquary.
There's a kind of Carlo mania that's taken a hold of the city of Assisi. So you can see they've got Carlo t-shirts. Over here there are Carlo keychains, Carlo rosaries, Carlo pens, and it's pretty much like this at every souvenir shop.
Just steps from Carlo's shrine is Carla's store. She says she got to know Carlo as a child and gets emotional, recalling how she turned to him during a difficult time.
È un'emozione straordinaria. Ci ha dato veramente la gioia di vivere, la gioia di tornare a fare questo lavoro di cui ero veramente stanca. E invece ogni giorno mi dà la possibilità di incontrare tante persone da tutto il mondo che amano perdutamente Carlo.
She says Carlo gave her hope, and perhaps that's what resonates with so many Catholics.
It's a great example of how young people, teenagers, can get to be saints. It's not something that is of other times, of something that is only for old people. It's like, I can be a saint.
Even if he lived a short period of his life, he maximized his life. It's God who is doing through Carlo these miracles. For me, Carlo was my savior.
Carlo's memory will live on. Our thanks to Ines for that.